All right, here we go. Let's go over this. Ready? So, and all right. So there is an addition sign there, so we must add them. So you add the x's, add the numbers. You do that, I just get negative 10x. Done. All right, next one. This one you multiply or FOIL or double distribute, whatever you call it. All right, so I get 15x squared plus 3x minus 5x minus 1, which gets me 15x squared, minus 2x minus 1. Done. Next one is a subtraction sign. I always go stay, change, and I change all those signs behind it. Then I add my like terms, add up all my x squareds, my x's, my numbers. I get negative 9x squared plus 11x plus 8. Right? Add your like terms. All right. This is the one where we did left, right, up, down, opposite. Vertical shift is the one outside down 5, so I'm going to put minus 5. Just some function f of x. Oh, absolute value, I missed that right there. So that means these brackets. Horizontal shift right 3, so I go x minus 3. Remember, if there's a flip, then we put a negative in front of that. So that one's going right 3, down 5. Domain and range. Domain is your x values from here to here. So this is 0, 0, so I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4. So my domain is negative 4, closed bracket, to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. An open circle, parenthesis. Or you can go like this. Right? Negative 4 is included, 9 is not. Range, right? You start from here up. So that's what? Negative 4 to right there, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Not included, included. All right, next page. Domain, right? Again, this goes back to our 3 cases. Our fraction, our radical, our fradical. Fraction, bottom equal to 0. Every number works except where that's 0. Radical greater than or equal to 0. Fradical greater than 0. So this is just a radical, so I pull out what's underneath, go greater than or equal to 0, and I solve that. 3x is negative 9, x is equal to negative 3. That is my answer. Remember, if you multiply or divide, if this number was negative, then I would have to flip the inequality completely around. All right, next one says f of g of 2. So I really want to find what the y value of the g function when my x is 2. This is the g, so, sorry, negative 2. So here's negative 2. My y value looks like to be 5. Now we're going f of 5. So what's the y value when x is 5? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I go to the other graph. So what is that? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Down 7, so it's negative 7. Again, order is important. Next one says Shayna is climbing a mountaintop. It raises 17.5 feet per minute. So that's really, we're really writing the equation of a line. My slope is 17.5x. It's going up, so it's positive. If it said it was going down, like into a cave or something, then it would be negative. So then it said, well, I'll just rewrite it. So the only thing we know in this equation is slope. But then they say she hikes for 30 minutes, and it tells her she's at 2,164 feet. So that is my x, that's my y. So I'm going to plug it in. And I'm going to find what my y-intercept is. Where did I start climbing? Right? So I solve that. I multiply those together. I subtract them over. My final answer is 1,640 feet. So then the equation that we just found is y equals positive 17.5. Actually, you don't have to put positive. I just did that. That is the equation of Shayna climbing a mountain. All right, next one is a piecewise, pieces of graphs. Average rate of change is the same as slope, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Right? So I'm going to do the slope, and here are my two x's. So I want to find -4 some point and 8 some point, some y value. So -4, which one does -4 fall into? Is -4 greater than 4 or less than or equal to 4? It's less than or equal to 4, so I want to plug it in that one. So -3 times -4 plus 2. So that's 12 plus 2, 14. 8. 8's in this one. Half of 8 is 4 plus 1 is 5. There are my 2 points. I'm now going to take the average rate of change, aka the slope. So I'm going to go 14 minus 5 is -4 minus 8. 14 minus 5 is 9. -4 minus 8 is -12, which reduces to -3 over 4. That is the average rate of change, aka slope. That's all they're asking. They're going to give you an interval like this. That's your first x, that's your second x. Find the y value, right? First x, second x. Find the y value that goes with that. Solve it. All right, next one, just a straight function. And then I give you this, f to the -1. That is inverse. If it's a point, 2, 7, you switch it. 7, 2, switch x and y. If it's an equation, right, y equals x squared plus 6, this is the same as y. Switch x and y and solve for y. And then we're going to take the square root. So I get y equals the square root of x minus 6. Factor completely. First rule of factoring is GCF. They all have a 4. I pull that out. Pull it out. Minus 6. X minus 3, x plus 3. And a 4 outside. Do not forget about the 4. All right, i's. Right, gotta remember. I0, I1, I squared, I3. So that's 1, I, -1, -I. So, fraction. When we divide, we subtract the exponents. So that really gets me I to the 307. Take 307, divide it by 4. I get 76.75. I don't care that it goes around this circle 76 times. 0.75 is 3/4, so it's I to the third, which shortens up to be -I. Next one, complete the square. So I need to get my x's to one side. Get that 54 over to the other side. I'm going to divide everything by 6. I need that to be 1. So what is that? 9. Half of 2 is 1. 1 squared is 1. I then factor that. I don't have to. It's half that number, that sign, that letter, in a parentheses squared. 10. Square roots both sides. X plus 1 is plus or minus 10. 10 can't be broken down, right? What I mean by that is this. There are no pairs, so everything just stays inside. And then I just subtract the 1 over. All right. Quadratic formula. Again, you got to memorize this. -b plus or minus b squared minus 4ac all over 2a. A, b, c. So -7 is 7. 7 squared is 49 minus 4 times 5 times 1 all over 10. 7 plus or minus. This is where a lot of mistakes show up. What number is going to be under that? I got 29. No perfect squares. I can't do the heart method. That's my answer. Let's keep rolling. Again, let's divide those, right? 27 goes into 81 3 times. Exponents, I subtract them. There's going to be an a squared on the bottom and a b on the bottom. Done. I'll take that answer, or 3a to the negative 2, b to the negative 1. These mean the same exact thing. Negative exponent makes it a fraction. Or to the bottom of the fraction, I can write it as a negative exponent and do that. Next one, right? I got to square that. 16a to the 4th b squared. Then I'm going to multiply it by this. Right? So then I multiply them out. So what do I get? Let's see, what is that? 96, a to the 7th, b to the 4th. Done. Ooh, this one's ugly. This is variables in the exponent. Common bases or logs, right? Once it gets ugly, 3 1/9, I'm going to do it common bases. First thing we do it, anytime you have a fraction, rewrite it using a negative exponent. So negative 1 times negative 2, so that gets me 2x. All right, I'm going to take that 9 and rewrite it as 3 squared times negative 1 is negative 2. That's negative 2. This is 2x plus 2. Once the bases are the same, you set them equal to each other. That's 4x. And that's going to get me 2x equals 2, so x equals 1. I'm looking at the answers I posted. I had 1/2, so I made a mistake on the original. Next one's exponents, or log, sorry. 3 rules. Number in front becomes an exponent. Addition becomes multiplication. Division becomes subtraction, vice versa. So this becomes log a to the 4th times b squared. Done. That's all you have to do. And then this next one is just going the opposite way. 4 log base 2 of x plus log base 2 of y. These bases are always going to be the same in this type of question. All right, we will stop right there so this video doesn't get too long. Then we'll start part 2.